everyone. I feel like it's been forever, but here we are, and I have some pretty big news. I have done this type of video before, but it's that time of year again, and in light of the new year, I'm going to be selling a few project horses that you have seen on this channel before in order to make room for some new faces and new opportunities. I feel it's time to let some of my project babies go and help new horses that really need it. With that being said, I hope you all are just as excited as I am. Like I said, I've done this before last year and it was a pretty big success, so let's hope we have another good turnout this year as well. Let's meet the horses for sale, shall we? First up is a familiar face who I rescued about 2 years ago actually, so I'm really quite sad to see him go. However, I think it's time to move on. If you haven't met Admiral already, then here he is. Admiral is a 13-year-old Clydesdale with a gorgeous bay dappled roan coat. He's a giant teddy bear reaching 17 hands, but he has the best personality. He fell in love with a lot of the donkeys here on the ranch, so ideally the next owner has some other animals to keep him company as he can become quite lonesome. Admiral loves attention, trail rides, and mainly specializes in Western riding. I've never tried an English saddle on him and I don't really recommend it. However, you know, who knows, he's a pretty open-minded guy, so maybe he'll like it. From my experience though, he's a super bomb-proof trail horse who isn't really scared of anything. He was my main trail horse and the gelding I trusted with any new rider. He takes care of his rider, so if you have any young siblings or children, then he'd be perfect for them to learn the basics on. He isn't really like a lesson horse per se, since he hasn't done much arena work, however I'm sure he could adapt if needed. Admiral bays, loads, ties, and stands for the farrier with no problems. He's up to date with all vaccines and he just needs yearly floating to his teeth as he gets older. He doesn't have much maintenance needed and I keep him barefoot for the most part since I hardly use him, which is why I've decided to sell him. Admiral deserves a home that loves him and uses him regularly while he's still young. With that being said, I really hope Admiral is able to find a home soon. Moving on to the next horse for sale, this 12-year-old gelding, Heartbreaker, aka Jake. Jake has made numerous appearances on my channel and I will be sad to see him go as well. To be honest, I never really used Jake much. Originally he was bred to be another Gymkhana project, however he ended up becoming a ranch horse used by my boyfriend Josh. The two were an unstoppable team and Jake was always Josh's go-to horse. Jake is definitely meant to be a ranch horse. He can't handle Western pleasure shows or anything slow and relaxed. He loves cattle work, herding and roping, and always will. Jake is a purebred quarter horse and is 16 hands, so a pretty good size to do whatever you need. He could be used for tie-down roping or just basic tasks around the ranch. He has no problems with other animals and doesn't mind a dog running around at his heels. Jake's pretty chill with other horses and he actually prefers to be in a herd with others, otherwise he kinda gets lonely. Just like Admiral, all my horses are a dream for the vet and farrier. He loads, ties, and bays fine, although he has been known to freak out when it comes to clippers, so be wary of that. I actually do keep Jake shod just because his hooves are a little more sensitive and they grow pretty quickly, so make sure you have a routine farrier visit every 6 weeks or for a nice trim and new shoes to keep him happy and healthy. I haven't had any issues in the past, so Jake is a super solid gelding that could do anything Western. He can literally go all day, so be sure to submit an application for this guy. The last horse I'm going to be selling is actually not mine. Just like the other two, this little guy was featured in a video a few years ago and now we'll be moving on to better things. This is Johnny, or JJ as we call him in the barn. He's not registered yet, but can be if needed, and he's a little 12.2 hand Gotland pony. JJ was originally bought for Josh's niece Ainsley to learn the basics of riding, and he did a fantastic job as a lesson pony. Now that his niece is getting older and bigger, her parents have asked me to find Johnny a new home so that she can move on to a bigger horse. Johnny's a wonderful lesson horse with patience, but a bit of attitude to keep the riders on their toes. I'd say he's better for intermediate to advanced riders just because he gets a little heavy on the forehand when he's irritated. Despite that, he's an easy ride with smooth gaits. He's English based and loves to jump, so he's perfect for younger riders that are trying to get into show jumping or cross country. He can be taken to kids camps, lessons programs, arenas, trails, you name it, he's done it. JJ is now 15 years old, but he's still got plenty of spirit left in him to do shows with kids or clinics. I really hope JJ is able to find a home so that his talent doesn't go to waste, and just because he deserves the best. The only thing with JJ is he's obviously smaller, so he can only handle so much weight, but also needs to have some dental work done on his teeth twice a year. Other than that, he's fine barefoot or shod, it just depends on how much you use him. Okay, well, those are all the horses that will be leaving my barn for now. If you are interested in applying, make sure you check the link in the description and fill out an application. This doesn't involve any real money, so make sure you understand that. I will be choosing a person to adopt these horses soon, and I will announce their new home soon. If you happen to be selected to adopt one of my horses, you have the opportunity to be featured in one of my videos. So if you're at all interested in adopting one of my horses, then be sure to keep that in mind. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As sad as it is to see my babies go, I know that you guys will take good care of them, so it's for the best. I will have future sales, so don't be too disappointed if you don't get a horse this time around. I hope you all are having a great March, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!